Very important. Double check. Yes, retro achievements are on. Let's go. Well, the world is ending. The tree is dying and the reality's dying with it. Well, shit. But here and there, since last time, I got to listen to this good music for a long time. We have 20,000 gold. Some things to sell. We have a dog. We're level 13. Let's actually complete his scenario now. After such high action of Ys wrapping up of making a joke of the entire finale with flashcards, we're gonna take our time. Since it's early, my foot hurts. Let's go get a statuette. Statuette won't be there in Chapter 4, so that's the one thing you can go grab. That's the one that gives you the free limit break. Final boss, the tiered one, was very strange. Wasn't enough to it. So many high HP damage sponges in the endgame, and then the actual endgame, they looked at the budget and went, well shit, we gotta wrap this up. Screw it, you came this far. Everything dies in 3 hits. We had like 70 ripe mangoes ready to go. I think the end game, it just feels like the end game was designed for people who did not do any side content. It would be scaled to them. The sad thing is that they gave all 4 of the end game, like, it's pretty much here. It's the end of this game is the same as that. There was the last refuge. Had your 4 corners you had to go to unlock the center, where the actual boss was. But all 4 of those corners had a really kind of neat gimmick, even if they didn't bother coding in a dungeon at all. The boss fight itself actually had gimmicks, but the boss fights had no health to survive. Exploring those gimmicks. My concern of starting fresh on Nightmare isn't that it'd be hard, is that everything would be such a damage sponge, and I'd be forced to use Laxia or Hummel or Adol. 2 Game Plus would mean I continue to use Sahad and Sahad only. I imagine a compromise would be to start on a fresh file on hard and ignore side content. Just has the best flow. His rhythm for almost every enemy works in such a way that his delay is gone. Everyone seems to have a delay from the end of their move and to when they can do another action. I did like that ending of, huh, weird. Sir Carlin rode away. He saved him. Now we're making a boat and we're leaving. Why he erased the Kraken? What if the true ending is actually that Dana never existed at all? And I looked, there were no... Steam doesn't have any DLC. Pirate closed DLC. Maybe I can look into mods. For PC? I looked on the Steam page. I didn't look very closely at the community mod. There's gotta be... one of the mods I'd make to this game. This chapter has an enemy drop rate of 1 in 4, it seems. 1 in 3. I'd like to see that in the regular game, make it like a 1 in 8 instead of a 1 in 128. Look at the sunglasses. I mean, they had a frame. They had a framework. Do all sorts of things. Actually, that's something we can look up right now. many attachments were there? That's it. There's only 3. We have a menu for it. There's just 3. Really feels like they intended for there to be a lot more game that there did, or a higher budget or something. If the cat, the Mishi thing, is a series staple, why not make that also an attachment? They were just doing color swaps. They could have gone crazy and just done tons of them. Metal slime. Damn it. Damn it. Oh well. Did not encounter any of those on the world map. Although I did most of the fighting in the entranceway to this cave. That's what I got up to level 13. Walked back and forth until I had 3 or 4 high-ticket items to go home and sell. First few times we just fought till we dropped. We have the iron safe here. Disappointingly, the iron safe, if you don't pick it up, it doesn't, somehow someone else gets it before chapter 4. Or chapter 5. I'm okay with the time has passed. Some other adventurer has grabbed it. I think the iron safe would have stuck around. That would have been a neat thing to have in chapter 5. I feel like East 8 could be a really good game with a good modder at the helm. I can't carry that, I'm sorry. I've been given everything. Stick everything in the safe, Taloon. Alright, that's more valuable. Usually, your drops are like clubs. Tons of clubs. Everything has a stick around here. Oh no, gophers. And all the good fortune right here. Because we have the dog. We have the dog and we have BTB. It's all we need. One more blaze. Yes! Fast travel. The iron safe it is. So I don't usually do it this way, but I'm gonna do this the way the game intended. Is it 50 or 60? Yeah, the game intends you to do it that way. I've never done it that way. I think I did it as a kid once. I didn't understand her selling things for more than you buy it for, despite it being in this town. And I thought she woke every morning, she started her day with hitting you. I was an abused child. I see smack, I didn't think kiss, I thought she smacked him. Every day. Maybe Big Man's just into that stuff. Seven swords, 7 armor. Maybe she smacks everyone. Two swords, 2 half-plate armor, 5 swords, 5 armor. So at this point, we walk to Bun Malmo, we get swords. Anything we get from enemies that isn't a sword, give to our wife to sell. Well, sword or armor. I think now that we have a shop, we're locked out of the casino. Just complete the swords order now. could max out your money here. It doesn't take terribly long. There's all the broadswords. We will want to leave with a handful of pocket full of swords of malices, minus the iron save. Any extra swords enemies drop can now go to our wife. I would say this is still pretty advanced for an NES game to do things like this. Like just Tulun scenario in general. There's just far more creativity in everything that goes into it than you'd expect from any NES game. You have to confirm, yes, I do want this for everything. They don't make the half-plate armor in my size. Did I have exactly the right amount of money to complete the order in one pass? Glorious. Wow. Hey King, if you had $60,000 to give me for these pieces of equipment, why didn't you just go get it yourself or have a page do it or something? Incredible. Sir, excuse you. This is where it really takes off in the DS version, where you just get enough money to last the rest of the game. Well, since I grabbed the half-plate armor, I'll make a pit stop here. Nice, that's more than our wife will get for it. I like the DS version. Had some good quality of life features, and it had a rating system. It was rating you on how you're doing based on your level, where the game expects you to be. challenges you to be. Balloon's money-making machine allows you to not have to grind for cash. If you don't have to grind for cash, then the game's built well enough that you can just go ahead with reckless abandonment for the rest of it. The internal game cheapo of beating Necrosaro by level 33. I did it at 30, thanks to Taloon's money-making machine way back here. And the open world aspect of the game means you can just go buy things you can't normally afford right away, just immediate dragon kill. You need that money for the tunnel. No, because once you start making the tunnel, wife stops selling things, so we're gonna do one pass of having her sell Swords of Malice first. I used to work for you. Now I'm richer than God. I'm not used to having this limited inventory space for the iron safe. Gonna sell it for 5K. Sell this safe. Damn. I'll sell this magic sword, but I won't sell a safe. It's the only one of its kind. He loses it somewhere along the way, between here and the lighthouse. $25,000. Huh. Never thought about that. Safe just usually doesn't exist in my brain. Oh, that one boss uses it on you. And then you get it back for beating him. In Rosa's tower? They got their ass beat by a lion casting tier 3 spells. A lion that was working for Necrosaro, so that all makes sense. That tracks. They turned tail and ran. It won't be as easy for him to beat us this time, because we're going to have number. I'm not going to be level 9 like I usually am when I reach Kilian. Sir. Well, who lives here now? No one. You won't let me rest, but at the same time, I don't have a home here anymore. I like that they use nighttime to throw in more story. And you're stowaways on a boat, I'd imagine you'd had to bring only the necessities. This should be enough that if we just sleep for like a week, we'll make enough money to replenish the supply of Swords of Malices and pay for the tunnel. S words of all the anger, hatred. There really should be dialogue. Because what's someone gonna do with a lunch at this point? Immediately give it to her to sell. Let's see how much you think this lunch is worth. Could buy a wing of wyvern. I'm in no rush. I have space for 1, 2, 4, 5 Swords of Malice. Swords of Malai. That's roughly 17,000 smackers. If I wake up in the morning with 78,000, we can complete the scenario. You're gonna give me the half-plate armor right here. I may as well. They're attacking. Look out. Luna, his dog. It's also the only chapter where you get a dog. Actually, step outside for a moment. And it's still nighttime. One moment. Be right back. The exhaustion of using crutches on stairs. Oh boy. Off we go. Oh, damn it. Here, take that back. I don't want your stinking boomerang. I would like 4 swords of balance and 1 boomerang, sir. You ever thrown a boomerang, BTB? Harder than it looks. Yeah, not harder it looks to throw it. It's a stick. Harder than it looks to get it to do the thing. Could drop a sword of malice for a club, no? Seems every fight for this scenario has also the same drop table. Enemies don't have their own drops here. But a lot of enemies in the game have drops, you just don't see them because they're so rare. That'll do it. Actually, I didn't need to do that. But you didn't sell anything? Ma'am. Oh wait, she gets her own money from the front. Behind the counter is all family, the front of the counter is all business. Alright, let's do it. Let's do it the little quick way, the quicker way here. I always forget that the half-plate armor and broadswords they give you exact change. The tunnel. And with a little bit left over for the casino. I mean, it's not like I think we'll really need money in this run. But leaving Toulouse scenario with a handful of Swords of Malice is just something I always do. Swords of Malice. Angry swords. Those two guys are the greatest workers you've ever seen. This dog is going with me on an adventure. You look tired. Middle of the night. Maybe you should go gamble in the casino. Cost 200. This is how the game stops you from being able to like go crazy, because now you can't use your wife money either. I can make like I get like all of like what 70? 72? We got 3 times as many in Elena's. You just don't. Don't turn him in. He's mine now. You would only turn in the dog if you either go back and talk to the guy, which why would you do that? Or if you really wanted to hire the guy, the soldier. Soldier doesn't like dogs, so I don't like him. Alright. Think the Lilliput's got this. Reed will. The soldier won't. You can hire Reed. Spend his turns casting sleep on everything. We did it. Got 2 tokens. Let it ride. Get 1 shot and then you're done. Could be. All you need might be just 1 shot. These 2 punch each other, and then you blast them. Now, Tulu does lose the dog before you run into him at the lighthouse. Bat's confused. Perfect. No. Hit the bat. There's my 1 shot. No. No. Damn it. Victory! One shot. That's all it takes. Let it ride. Welcome to the AI arena. 2 bones or an actual knight. Yeah, an actual knight. Oh, these bones have defense down. Well. A duel. Dropping my defense be enough? It will. Incredible. But what if? Well, especially if you're not gonna gang up on me. Stop it. So all of these outcomes are seeded. Once it draws the enemy pool. The battle will play out the same way every time. I didn't tell my wife. She continued to lie, too. I love that you lie to me. Meanwhile, while we were... in the time it took for us to spend those coins, the cave is ready. I always feel like the game locks up there because it freezes his animation. Sisters of Monbaraba. All these one-off sprites in the audience they don't ever use again. All the gingers and people with headbands? I love the idea that every day she dances earns $100, and then they're looking in the audience hoping the guy who killed our dad is just here watching the strip club. Pretty great. He may be a murderer, but he has base needs. We always forget where there's cash just sitting. Someone dropped their change on the floor in here, and I never remember where. One of those things the game never tells you. I could have sworn there's something on one of these. Maybe later? Maybe in Chapter 5. Oh yeah, here we go. Launch on that. Something we need to do here. Go ahead and sell that dancer's costume. Worth a lot of money, not worth a lot of defense. It immediately gives you enough for a boomerang. We can forego the idea of relying on Blaze. And we fight, we get enough for a hat for her. You're gonna miss that drop rate. We've not been preparing for this at all. Fortune teller, reading everyone's fortunes, trying to see if they are Balzac. They know what he looks like, apparently. How else would Mara be able to see he's in the audience? One more fight so we can afford the inn. Just enough to be able to make it north. Or we can rest for free. Little baby. One of the games that taught me how to read. Okay, if the encounter rate just doesn't want to be a thing, then I guess we could have walked her at level 1. Nice. Rip his head off. Mystic Quest is not a bad game. It has quality of life features you don't see in even modern games. Dragon Quest is very... You're here for the combat and the exploration. Everything else can wait. It's a loose plot. That's it. The Boomerang on Mars is going to allow her to be able to go through the cave to the west. It doesn't make it bad. Combat, exploration, and story are the three things about RPGs, and you just decide to focus on two of those and ignore the third entirely. You're not going to get people complaining about the bad. The weakest part of Dragon Quest XI was the story. Come on, guys, that's not what you do. Dragon Quest VII was just a bad game. I don't know why they're bothering to redo it. It's just not good. There's no fixing that. There's no charge for you. You can stay on these rugs we placed on the floor. Yeah, we played through it on stream. It's bad. Really bad. Imagine every way a game could be bad, and it does it worse. Goal would be to get dresses for both. Hey, dog. Found some nuts. Visit our dad's grave. Here, munch on these nuts. I've always assumed that uses the nuts means, you know, eats them. Maybe you just crush them in your hand and gain their power. Well, Nara, you had a cure. You had a cure queued up. Your own damn fault for not casting your stupid spell. Well, consolidate the experience to the person who will see playtime in this run-through. Actually. Let's wipe the blood off. How feasible is this? They made her bad as a joke. The way the DS version kind of fixed it is that you could control her manually if you wanted. They also made the tarot cards not as dangerous to you. The difference between the sisters is one's a healer with moderate punch, the other one is a wizard with bad punch. But the only time you'd want to use Nara over Mara is when Mara's out of MP. The boomerang fixes that, now we no longer need Nara. You'd have to, yeah, it'd be a huge pain in the ass to try to use the tarot cards. But in the DS version, you can manually take control and use it yourself. I did it on my playthrough. Put it on Fight Wisely and never took it off. Mara will go until she drops, and then she'll reappear back at Mambaraba, where she can revive her sister. But with the hat and the silk robe we took from her. I did a solo Dragon Warrior 4 run ages ago, where I uploaded the boss fights. Just Ragnar, then Elena, Palud, and then pretty sure I used Nara. He had Cure. Got all the way up to Esturk, but Esturk has, in the NES version, he apparently regains health every turn. You actually can't outpace that with a solo hero. He gets a lot of health back every turn. Good. 3, 4, 5. 1 is very antiquated at this point. I haven't played 6, 8, or 9, or 10. 10's an MMO. 11 was really good. I really enjoyed 11 until the end game, which is where a lot of RPGs seem to just lose it. Like 5 is really good. 5 inspired Dragon Quest V inspired Pokemon. And it's on the DS. Like, I've only done comprehensive, like, Let's Plays of 2 games. Dragon Quest 4 and 5 were the 2. Five takes a little bit to wind up, but then it goes. But they're with really cool mechanics. So now that I can buy the leather dress, Ara will be able to hang around here indefinitely. Alone. Here, you can have your... put the robe back on the ghost. Here. What it says about the state of this world and the afterlife. Ghosts are just tangible things that are just there. Next purchase should be... you have a fur coat in Port Town. Apple? Or the dagger. At level 5, she'll venture north to see what kind of shopping we want to do. Dogs be like that. See ya. Music's good enough in this chapter. Even during combat, I don't mind doing the... at least the initial grind on screen. Zappa Saber. Things get intense. They really want you to go to that cave to the west first. But we made it. That man's going to prison. Leave him alone. Well, I want a shield for Mara. We'll eventually upgrade the hat. Coat 600. Item shop. And then the difficult choice in this scenario. Do you let Mara do a little damage or go for the kill? I think she goes for the kill. Total shopping of like $2 grand. All in all, isn't terribly much. Should bring a wyvern back home, but dying will get us there too. You actually wouldn't really want to do the grind in the cave to the west. The toads there can poison you, and that's a huge pain in the butt. Although once you have Orin, you could then immediately start punching up to things around the castle. Between now and next time, we're going to collect, or maybe get Orin first. Do what you got. Do what we gotta do to get Orin. A couple antidote herbs. Making sure I put the Silk Road back on her. Never had Mara in the lead here. Dang it, Nara. I think we could probably get Orin now. Alright, so Nara doesn't get antidote like Krista. Grab 4 of these. Fill up on herb. Orin doesn't actually take experience. Once we have him, we'll be able to take our numbers to space and do all the shopping. Nara will get a boarding star. He has like a very similar equipment draw to like Christo. Even Steam thinks you're a bot. Steam. Twitch but thinks you're a bot. I get from promoting a Discord. Wizard has one shot. Don't guarantee to use it. The lava doll can cast upper though, and that's a huge pain. Oh no, my boy, Bruiseman. Oh, here they are. That rolled really high. I love it. I would say out of all the scenarios, this one is actually the worst paced one. They really expect you to stand outside a Frenor for quite a while, getting 1 and 2 experience apiece. Be able to survive in here. We want to exact revenge, but we've never actually done any combat. Like, Elena should start at level 3. Maybe Christo at 1. He's scholarly. He's got his education. He doesn't have any hand-on experience. Bray's old. Bray should be at level 3. Ragnar should start at 3. He's a soldier. Taloon at 1 makes sense. Scenario is not about combat. The girls here really should start at lower level, yeah. Damn it. Are so slow. But they should also, given they're both employed, they should start with a larger bank of cash. They would just be able to get off the ground much easier if, after getting all the money in the world from Taloon, they were just given 1,000 smackers. I've saved up some money from fortune telling and... ah, jeez. Nope. And I'm pretty good at dancing. Nope. Oh, and we die. Right in front of Orid. Okay, Orid carried our corpses out. Maybe next time. Alright, girls, now what did you learn? Nara, you learned that for the 2nd time now, you should cast your heal spell faster. What is your agility, Nara? Mara's 12. 7. We were probably one battle away. We were able to escape from those lava dolls. Could have tagged up with Orin. Then everything would be fine. The curve makes a lot more sense when you have Orin on your team, but you don't. Alright, we're over 3 on getting poisoned. Good. Over 4. Back to work tomorrow. For the big freeze, I'll be not on opioids as of tomorrow, so that's not something you want to combine with work. Job, Nara. Where would you want to sleep? I guess the toadstools probably have no resistances. The 3 of them, definitely. Or these guys. Crowd control in this game is quite good when it can work. Better in 3, but it's not bad here. Well, I'll have to feel up to working. I don't have a way to deal with these. I'll run away. Did it again. Twice in a row, just forget what room this is. Alright, Nara didn't get ganged up on, so now we get to Pico. All the way. I don't think I can sleep these guys, so I'm just gonna punch through. Enemy has upper, but we have blaze. It's fine. The encounter rate ramping up as we get closer and closer to Orin. Fireball. A little expensive, but I'm tempted to not pick this up. I'll grab it. It's fine. He aligned himself with the evil ones and gained great magic powers. But we still expect him to see him at the strip club. Alright, standard formation. One step. Let's see what you got. Does okay. Your prize for putting up all of that is your hard carry. This alchemist student. Bongo here with this iron spear. Ability to punch locks. There you go. There's a poison. More or less, just kind of fight as though Orin's not there. The AI gets to choose their target when their turn comes up. And he's going to delete one target every turn. He does alright. Pulverized it. Cooked it on a skewer. The one damage. It's very satisfying when the poison needle does that. When the one damage is enough to kill, not the instant death. And another poison. Not enough MP. Now, one thing about this crew, because you wouldn't experience it with... You really wouldn't experience it with Ragnar's scenario. But if Nara and Mara drop, if your guest is the only one left alive, that's a wipe. Now we'll be able to punch up to the enemies outside of Kilian and Haville to the north. We already have enough money for the Morning Star. We're not gonna do that though. I'll have her just fight with the Silver Tarot card. Silver Terror cards for Nara. Poison Needle for Mara. There's better a long-term investment in the Poison Needle. That will go through endgame. only three sources of instant death in the whole game. So yeah, one of them, good to have one. No, 4. Poison Needle, beat, defeat, sacrifice. You wouldn't count sacrifice as a source of instant death? It definitely is for the person who uses it. I guess the silver tarot cards also cast sacrifice. There's 5. This is a plot item you need to get. Good place to use our new fireball spell. What? There was an enemy at the top of the stairs. That doesn't make sense. We're in the same room. An elevator. Just to imply the moment we get to the top floor, they just came rushing out at us. And so I think we get the half-plate armor for Nara. Very intense encounter rate. Very intense encounter rate. The half-plate armor and shields. Couple of scale shields. Or do I have Orin? I should do Poison Needle and Shields. That should be the cache we have by the time we get there. Then we die for the silver tarot cards. I'll do the off-screen grind. Especially since these two are going to be carrying the hero very soon. this point, we have everything we need to finish the scenario. You're Edgar's daughters. You're Edgar's pupil. Poison needle so she can participate in these tougher fights. Get the hand-me-down boomerang for as long as it takes for us to get the cards. Cards aren't stronger than the Morning Star, but it's the only unique equipment in the game outside of Zenithian stuff. And those aren't even always the best. Dragon Shield outperforms the Zenithian Shield. Oh, no shields from Mara. Well, there's one shield she can wear. We won't have enough tokens for that for a long time. Having to get casino tokens the legitimate way. Of get lucky at the Monster Arena, save, reload if it doesn't go well, do it again. You guys are resistant to we'll do it anyway. The end's right there. Not that resistant. Neat thing about the inns is that it scales off of how many people are staying. So when Mara got here alone, it was only 6. So Mara's now either going to go for the kill. Okay, counter rate. Or she's going to throw Fireball. Right here, I may as well. Guys, how you doing? They hit hard. That's the third time Nara has failed to cast heal on herself before dying. Perfect. Consolidate the experience to Mara. Not a verb. Right, we're not going very far into here. I haven't seen you. They are confused. Standing there, why is battle music playing? Right, now we need to get out of here. If we don't get out of here, it's whatever. Alternatively, I could grab a Morning Star. Just have the Silver Terra cards in your pocket for if I feel like using them. Good afternoon! A great day we're having, eh? Never saw that as a sprite of a guy, but they continuously use it as a guy, but alright. Actempto. As a kid, I pronounced that Akempto. Next time, we'll have a lot more number and gear. We're gonna give Killian a run for his money. Or Balzac. Killian. Next time. We will continue.